Hey everybody, JC here. Now before I go on with the video today, I had to share some very bad news that broke while I was actually filming this video, and since this is Star Wars related, I wanted to just go on and briefly mention it here. Now you probably, by the time you're watching this, have probably already heard it because it's all over the place. But unfortunately, the actress Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia in the original trilogy movies, as well as Episode 7, has passed away today. This a couple of days ago, I believe it was Christmas Eve, she suffered a major heart attack. She was coming back from London, and on the airplane she suffered a heart attack. Now she had been listed as stable condition the last few days, and I don't know all the details of what's happened. You know, I just know that she has passed away. I also don't know what the status of the Star Wars movies. I'm pretty sure she finished her filming of her lines in Episode 8, but I don't know how this is going to affect Episode 9 and so on and so forth. So definitely has kind of hit me harder than a normal celebrity death. And I wasn't even sure if I wanted to go on and finish out, posting this review today, but I thought I would go on and do that. But I just wanted to let you guys know, in case you hadn't heard, that she did in fact pass away today. For today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Star Wars Rogue One S.H.Figuarts K-2SO figure from Tamashii Nations and Bandai. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style packaging we see with all the Star Wars S.H.Figuarts. You've got the window box, the figure's clearly displayed. On the side you just have an image of the character, the other side you just have the Star Wars Rogue One logo, and then on the back of the packaging we have a look at the figure in various poses and showing off the various accessories, and then some writing that I really can't read. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other content. So first of all, we get a standard S.H.Figuarts figure stand, and this is done with just a clear plastic. You've got the square base, and you've got 3 holes on the base, so you can plug this arm into any one of these holes. And then the arm itself has multiple points of articulation that are attached with screws, so you can loosen or tighten however you want. So you've got a point here at the bottom, so you can rotate at the bottom where it plugs into the base, and then you've got the up and down movement. Then you've got up and down movement there at the midsection, and then you've got up and down movement where the clamp attaches at the top. And then the little clamp just slides on with the little peg, and then you can put your figure. So basically you put this little clamp around the waist of the figure and stand it or put it in jumping or flight poses. The figure also comes with 3 different pairs of hands, so we get a pair of closed-fisted hands that are attached to the figure when you first take it out of the packaging. Then we get a pair of grip hands, and then we get a pair of just open hands. It would have been cool if they had given us a pair of hands or a hand that had the little thing that sticks out that he sticks in the head of the other Imperial droid that he uses to hack into it. I think that would have been a cool extra piece, but as it is, we just get these 3 basic pairs of hands. And then to switch out the hands, you just pull off the hand you want to replace. You've got the little hole in the hand and the peg on the arm, and then you just plug in the hand you want to replace it with. And for the most part, it should fit on there pretty easily. That peg can move a little bit on you, but once you get it to pop on, it'll fit on there nice and tight. So for the figure itself, I think they've done a pretty good job overall. I like the head sculpt. You've got some metallic silver on the mouthpiece, and you got a little red marking here off to the side. I like the eyes on this figure. I like how the pupils are kind of small and inside the eyes, and they've done with that white effect. So I think that looks more movie accurate than, say, the Hasbro version, which was just kind of all white. You've got some orange striping here on his shoulders, and you've got the Imperial symbol, which is done with white paint, and you've got some scratch marks to give it that kind of wear and tear look, and you've got that on both sides. He's got some lighter color on the back of his head as well. It's a little bit lighter than the rest of the head. And he's got the backpack with the little antenna pieces, and these are done with a kind of rubber type material, so they do have some flexibility. And you've got the little circle and the 2 lines, just like we generally see with stormtroopers. And you got some more detailing here on his lower back. You got some blue and red and some striping sculpted in there. And then here it is midsection. Again, you've got some sculpting detail with some line work. And you've got this little square that's done painted with an outline in metallic silver. Again, a little blue dot here. He's got the orange where the legs meet the waist. And he's got some more metallic silver. And then where all the joints are, they've done a lighter metallic metal type color here at the elbow and the wrists and the knees and then the ankles as well. So this figure stands almost 7 inches exactly. So here's a comparison with the Hasbro Black Series version of K-2SO, which is taller. Also, overall, between the two, I think the Hasbro figure has a little more advantage. You've got a little more paint detail with extra scratch marks and scuffing throughout the body. And then the weight on this S.H.Figuarts one, this seems to be done with just kind of a hollow plastic, so it's a much lighter figure. The Hasbro one is much more sturdy. The only advantage I think the S.H.Figuarts one has over the Hasbro one is I do like the eyes a little bit better on the Figuarts version. Here's a comparison with the Hasbro Black Series Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor figures. And then finally, here's a comparison with the S.H.Figuarts Stormtrooper and Darth Vader figures. So for articulation, you can turn the head to the left and to the right, and then you've got movement at the top of the neck and the bottom of the neck. So he can look down that much at the top of the neck, and then he can look down that much at the bottom of the neck. So he can look down really well. He can only look back about that much because the head ends up hitting the back of the body, and then he can also pivot the head to the left and the right as well. Arms attached with hinge joint, so he can get his arm out good. These shoulder pads are articulated, so they don't really limit the movement. He's got good rotation there, and then he's got a double butterfly type joint, so this outer circle here, you've got movement there, and then this inner circle here, you also got some additional movement. So good back and forth movement there at the arm. He's got a bicep swivel up high under the shoulder pad. Then he's got these hinges for elbow joints, and he's got pretty good bending there. No rotation at the elbow. He does have rotation at the wrist, and then again he has those hinge type joints, so he's got good up and down movement with the hand. He's got a midsection joint here, so he's got rotation there at the midsection. He's got a little bit of crunch there, and he can look back. He can also pivot to the left and the right there at that midsection, and then you've also got some movement here at the bottom near the waist, so a little bit more additional back and forth movement and pivot to the left and the right. He does not have an actual waist swivel though. And then the legs attached with ball joints, it looks like. So you've got, again, this kind of inner joint, kind of butterfly type joint there. So you've got pretty good back and forth movement there, and he can get his leg forward pretty good, and he can do his leg back because you can kind of pull that piece out a bit there for extra movement. And then he does not have a thigh swivel. He's got hinge joints for the knee, so good bending there at the knee. He has rotation at the knee, and then he's got hinges on the feet, so good up and down movement, and he's got rotation. He does not have ankle pivot though, and no peg holes on the bottom of the feet. And he also has toe articulation. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I think this is a decent figure. However, I don't think it's a great figure. And if you're comparing this to the Hasbro Black Series version, I think I would definitely have to go with the Hasbro one. I like the paint applications overall a little better with the Hasbro one. Also, I think the Hasbro one has a nicer weight to it. It's just a sturdier figure. This one seems to be made with a kind of hollow plastic, so it's very light. I do think this one has an advantage over the Hasbro when it comes to the head sculpt and the eyes. I do think the eyes look more movie accurate with this figure than the Hasbro version, but otherwise, like I said, especially when you take into account the price difference, I would definitely have to go with the Hasbro figure. Also, I think it would have been cool if they'd included a few extra accessories like an Imperial blaster or an extra hand with that little spike thing that sticks out so he can hack into other robots and stuff. Now this figure is available now. You can pick it up at places like Big Bad Toy Store. We'll have a full image gallery up at JediInsider.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, I'll catch you later.